Once upon a time, there were two best friends. One of them had a computer and the other one sucked.
And I don't know, we'll take a peek and we'll find fucking something.
Did you know this is the first time we've ever done back-to-back Chillins on the same day?
Is it really?
Yeah, we've never recorded more than one Chillin in a single day.
That feels patently false.
No, it's true because we would only do Chillins when we would come home from work typically, or if we didn't know what we wanted to record. Then we would just upload it and record again the next day.
Alright.
Anyway, welcome back to Chillin' with the Villains. It's the same day, but not for you. It is, for you, the eve of your demise.
Don't threaten the viewers. Don't do that.
What, me?
We can't.
Tommy? Which I obviously I keep up with I have YouTube Studio still downloaded on my phone, right? Just so I can make any edits if necessary, such as you originally named the episode that went up today. The day we're recording this, you named it episode 17.
Whoops.
Well. Also because I'm a helicopter mom when it comes to this channel. Because this is my child. I birthed it from my birthing hole.
A perfectly normal human thing to have.
What? Do other humans not have birthing holes? They're supposed to sprout from the top of your head once you reach maturity at age 37. Anyway, what's on the docket today? What do you, as opposed to the like weirdly sincereness of the last episode, we're instead going to be talking about. All right, hear me out.
Okay.
What? Okay, no, that's exactly. What is your weirdest? Hear me out.
That I've ever said, or that I can come up with.
We'll do both.
Ah, shit. The weirdest hear me out that I've ever said has definitely been said to you and is somewhere in our text history.
It's probably the ghosts. That's on the channel. Okay, so my personal weirdest hear me out that I have said is, do you remember that episode of Dexter's Lab when he gets the mecha, the one that is like supposed to be like an Evangelion reference? The space monster that comes down. Alright. That space monster could get it.
I'm going to talk about something else here.
No, hold on. I let me cook. My first erection came from that space monster sucking the energy out of Dexter's mech, and I had zero idea why. So that's why that's my weirdest hear me out, because clearly I'm attracted to that thing. That genderless space monster.
So, let's talk about how weird it is that Dexter and Mandark lived in the same town.
And didn't know about each other?
They're like two boy geniuses, right? They both had labs.
Yeah.
And I get that Mandark wasn't like a genius. He was just like kind of rich.
Yeah.
But he also was smart. Like he just also was rich, right?
Yeah.
Dexter was smarter and not quite as rich. He had to get craftier with his shit. Mandark could just kind of like buy things, but like he was still like a smart kid, right?
He was smart while Dexter was brilliant.
But like what fucking town had two of those, like two boys with secret laboratories, right? Like
I mean, are we not going to talk about Area 51?
Fucking like.
Well, actually, no. The less I can talk about anything related to New Mexico, the better. That place is a cesspool. The worst people come from there. Take a look at Breaking Bad. That's a documentary.
So,
what, you didn't know Bryan Cranston has cancer and died because of Breaking Bad?
So, Yeah. I don't know. Weirdest hear me out?
That you can come up with right now.
That I can come up with right now.
Like on the spot.
On the spot. Okay. Hear me out. All right. So you know how ramen is in a broth?
Yes.
And you know how broth tends to dissolve powdery substances.
Go on.
And you know how those powdery substances typically come in small packets with the ramen.
I don't think you understood the point. Hear me out is what you would fuck.
Oh, I was coming up with a whole drug operation over here.
Keep that in the back pocket when the channel inevitably fails again.
I'm just saying, it would be the perfect distribution system.
It would, but don't put that on the fucking internet. We gotta keep that in our back pocket.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, hear me out. That's why I was talking about the weirdly sexy space alien and how I would fuck it. Have you not been seeing this trend on TikTok?
No. Nope.
Okay, so there's this trend on TikTok currently that's like, what is your weirdest hear me out? And a bunch of people are putting like Lola Bunny and like stuff that's like, that's not that fucking weird, right? Like the horse from the road to El Dorado, like
that's a little weird.
Yeah, I know, but like
we're getting into weird territory.
Yeah, but like people were like, no, put like some weird shit like Clippy.
Okay, well I didn't understand. Clippy's not weird.
You're telling me you would fuck an imaginary.
The more I think about it, the weirder it gets. No, I was gonna say some shit about how he's been like around our whole lives, but that just makes it sound like Clippy has been grooming us.
Oh my god,
sexually.
So two things about Clippy: he's the perfect sounding rod, and he's a groomer.
Fucking.
Those are words I never thought I would say.
Like the more I thought about it, the worse it got.
So no, I'm hearing you out about Clippy.
I'm not.
Okay, no, but what's your
I
weirdest?
Don't want to fuck Clippy.
Well, why not? What's wrong?
I'm just saying. I feel like nothing's wrong with wanting to fuck Clippy because he's a recognizable. He's kind of like a celebrity, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like
I'm coming around to your side. They don't ask how many.
Like we all had like the celebrity crushes and all of that.
Yeah.
You know.
But what's your weirdest hear me out that you can come up with right now?
Okay. So it would require some ingenuity, right? But you're familiar with the Star Wars franchise.
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right. So it always, to me, appeared that in the second movie, right, The Empire Strikes Back, there is a scene in which they're flying around in their snow speeders, and they hook like a cable to the legs of the... Is it the AT-AT or the AT-ST? I think it's the AT-AT.
The AT-AT is the four-legged one. The ST is the two-legged.
Yeah, they hook their cable around that, right? And it flies around, and it trips it, and it falls over. Okay.
You would fucking AT-AT?
Look, in that very specific instance, okay, and I didn't understand this until I was much older, right? In that very specific interest, it's a little bondagey, and the thing falls with its ass presented.
It's kind of hot. I get it. No, I'm on board.
Like, I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like a, like it's there, like,
No, I get it. So I actually recant my previous statement. I'm going to change the alien thing into the weirdest thing I can come up with. The weirdest thing I've said on the channel was when I said I would fuck a mountain because the voiceover was hot.
Probably the weirdest thing I said I would fuck is a jellyfish.
Yeah.
Like, but you get it, right?
No,
like,
the
thing is basically a fleshlight.
Well, okay, no, that's why I'm saying that.
Like a poisonous, venomous.
No, you're speaking my language,
which has enough danger in it to be interesting to me.
You're speaking my language because, like, I got my weird thing about apparently being tied up and having my energy sucked out of me by an alien thing.
Yeah, that is.
That's pretty weird, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh man, I can't get over how weird it is. You ever have that just like smash cut realization like you're in a sitcom where you think something
like it clicks?
Yeah, and so then you just want to do like the gym thing and just like look at the camera. That just happened to me. That just happened to me. Because the thing is, none of it is inherently sexual, which is again why it's a weird hear me out. But like none of it is like inherently sexual until you like start thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, oh yeah, that's weird.
So,
hold on, I have another hear me out.
All right. What do you got?
A Cheez-It? If the hole was big enough, or if my dick was small enough, I'd be curious.
A Cheez-It.
Yeah.
It's a baked cracker.
I mean, listen, when I was much younger, I did that whole like Fleshlight at home thing where you take 2 sponges and put like a rubber glove between them, put them in the cup.
I never did that.
I mean, good for you, you fucking normie.
that was never a thing. I never did the grapefruit thing. I know about the grapefruit thing.
Well, the grapefruit thing.
But I never did the grapefruit thing.
You don't do the grapefruit thing. It's done to you. Well, have you ever fucked a melon?
Nope. None of that.
You're such a normie.
No, yeah, I never made like any homemade Fleshlight.
Dude, like what? Why? I'm like supposed to be normal now, and you're like, I'm still the degenerate.
I just never did that shit.
What the fuck?
Like, I don't know. Like fucking. Nah, it just wasn't. I wasn't like about that life. You know?
Oh, I tried to come up with as many ways to masturbate as possible when I was younger.
No, I didn't need more than like 1 or 2 ways.
Okay, so actually, speaking of masturbation, hear me out. So, when I was like much younger and way dumber, right? Like I didn't understand how to masturbate. Are you good?
No,
did you get something in your eyes?
Burning. I'm just gonna. No, it's because of all the pollen.
Oh, I get it. So,
like it gets on my skin, and then I rub my eyes, and then it gets on my eyes.
Dude, I was late 2 hours to work on like Wednesday because I woke up and my throat was swollen again, like it was last year.
Keep the reel going. I'll be right back.
And anyway, so, wait, before you leave, what the fuck was I talking about?
Your mother.
That's mean. My mother did nothing to you. Well, what was I talking about before your eyes started dying?
I don't know, weird sex stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, weird sex stuff. That actually did remind me very well. So when I was much younger and much dumber, I just simply did not understand how to masturbate, right? And so what I thought you were supposed to do is I didn't understand you were supposed to like jerk it, right? Y'all understand what I'm talking about? I didn't understand you were supposed to like pull your pudding. So what I did was I would like have my ween like retreat into my like body, and I would take my finger and I would like swirl it around.
What? What the fuck just happened? I just came back in on swirl it around.
I'm such a degenerate. When I was young, dumb, and didn't understand how to jerk it, I thought the way you jerked it, well, the way I did it initially until I started watching more porn as like an 8-year-old,
yeah,
was...
Ooh, I have a good topic after this, but keep going.
Was so I would like have my ween like retreat into itself, right? So like then my like ball, like they would be like near my balls, and I'd take my finger and I'd just like swirl it around, and it worked. Not like I didn't sound myself or anything, but like...
What do you mean it worked?
I would come. What the fuck do you mean it worked? I would just like spin my finger around my dick.
Okay. You didn't like push it up in you?
No. So How do I do a fucking visual representation?
No, I don't want a visual representation.
We're
moving on. We are moving on to the next topic.
So basically what would happen is I would put imagine this is the skin around my the bottom of my shaft. Right?
I'd rather not, but thank you.
I would push my ween back so then there would be stuff around, and then I would just, and it worked. It fucking worked.
That's the least normal thing.
I was weird and dumb and didn't get it.
Okay, all right. So while we're on the topic, right? Because we were talking about being a young, dumb, stupid kid, right? So
yeah, that's what we were talking about.
I realized this the other day. Okay, this was something that just this week hit me, right? It fucking
smooth criminal.
It fucking smacked me in the face, right? But my introductory to pornography, okay, was not normal. All right, because I wasn't a fucking little kid on Google, Googling boobs, right? That wasn't what it was.
Oh no.
So I was in Japan at the time, right? And we didn't really pay for a good TV package.
Yeah.
So I still had to watch my anime online like everybody else, right? The problem was back then, and we're going way back, right? I'm talking 2005, right? Sure. Probably 2005. I forget how old I was. I was a young boy, right? I had an app on my computer that allowed me to search for anime.
Sure.
It wasn't a website. It was an actual a video app that you had to download, right? And it would autoplay. Okay. And there was a bunch of other shit on the app, right? But for whatever reason, because I was watching Naruto at the time, right? Naruto was plugged into the same fucking algorithm as a pornography website that was called, I believe it was Beautiful O. I think it was Beautiful O is what it was. And
I know exactly the website you're talking about.
It was a non pornographic. There was no nudity.
It was shots of people at the exact point of orgasm.
Yeah, it was just face videos.
Yeah.
But they were clothed or just a fucking bust shot. You know what I mean? It was neck up. There was no nudity involved. And for whatever reason,
the thing is, I know exactly the website you're talking about.
For whatever, Beautiful Agony. That was it.
Yeah.
That's how ingrained this shit is in my fucking mind. For whatever reason, Naruto and that were in the same autoplay section. Do not know why.
Okay, so the only reason I know what Beautiful Agony is it for a short period of time in the mid 2010s. I say short period of time. It was probably at least 4 or 5 years.
It was 30 years of my life.
It became a very popular style of video that cam girls would put out, were Beautiful Agony videos, but obviously, they would show penetration.
Sure.
But, so that's the only reason I knew what that website was in my 20s, you fucking degenerate. But, okay. So, just because it made me think of it, what was your first porn site?
My first
was it Beautiful Agony?
Yeah, I mean that was gonna be it because that one stuck with me because I was so I don't want to be found out for porn,
sure.
Right? And I happened to cross it on my anime app, and nobody was gonna question me being on my anime app,
yeah.
Right? And then when I wasn't on the anime app, and later, I just stuck with it because it was the shit that I knew, right? Sure. I was just all right, this shit works for me. That's cool beans. So I stuck with that shit for a while. So that would probably be my first site. The thing is, I never, because it was a paid website.
Yeah.
I never paid for it. I just stole it through my Naruto app.
The Naruto viewing machine let you watch porn.
But it wasn't really porn. It was kind of porn. I don't know. I don't know how you would fucking describe that shit. But like,
you know what? How you would describe that shit? Doing it for the art. So my first porn website, and I've looked it up. It doesn't exist anymore. Was nakednicole.com.
What the fuck? This sounds like a revenge thing.
No, so it was obviously a pay site, right?
Yeah.
So I would only ever jerk it to like the 3 minute and a half previews she had. But so like I went on the family computer one day, and I think I was going to like Nickelodeon.com or something, or like Nick.com, and I put N, and like on the drop down thing there was nakednicole.com. Since, I suppose I can only assume, unless it was my mother, my father wanted to pull his pudding, right?
Never say that again, but okay, yeah.
Hey, he just gave himself the old, how you doing?
Don't make it worse. Continue.
So, of course, I clicked on it, and I was like, what is this? So I watched the previews, and I was like, oh, I am erect.
Okay. All right.
And so whenever I would jerk off as a young child, I would just go to that website. I didn't know any other...
So
until we got LimeWire.
So, yeah.
I would just end up...
LimeWire came in, like,
I would just end up finding porn when
8.
I'm looking for music, and I'm like, oh!
All right, so I wanna talk to the younger generation of people who might, like, see this... video.
Are you gonna groom them? Like
that it's, no. But it's like it's a little weird that like we both got our stuff from like a pay site, kind of, right? What you have to understand is that back in that day, Google's algorithm was non-existent.
Yeah, 90% of the website was not, or the internet was not porn yet.
Well, no, it was porn. Like most of the internet was porn at that time.
No,
but
shut up though.
That was the thing. Was if you Googled for something specific, anything that was tagged with that, whether it was that or not, anything that was tagged with that would come up. And there was unhinged shit on there. I mean, there's a reason that, like, our generation got fucked up by, like, 2 Girls, 1 Cup, and Blue Waffle, and Lemon Party, and all that other shit, right?
That was later.
That was later, but, like, those, like, memes, I'm gonna say those memes...
No, they were memes.
...spawned from the fact that if you type some shit into Google, it would give you anything tagged with that, such as like 2 Girls, 1 Cup was tagged with naked women.
Yeah, they weren't wrong.
If you were a little boy at the time and you typed naked women into the search bar, boobs, like you very well could have been served up 2 Girls, 1 Cup. So that's like...
Oh, I don't like the way you said served up in reference to that.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Well, it's supposed to be trauma. I'm getting across the point that, like, we actually had to be careful not to be traumatized. And we were 8 and we didn't know that.
You did an awful fucking job of it.
Like, there were... Like, it was very Wild Westy. Like, the internet was still young. It was large enough that there was content everywhere, but it was young enough that none of it was moderated.
Okay, so this is a ADHD brain thing, but it's tangentially related. So, because we were spoiled with the internet at a young age, obviously that's how I would, say hello to Mr. President down there. I didn't jerk off to, like, a nudie mag until, like, middle school.
I never did.
Oh, so I'm the fucking weird one.
No, I never got a nudie mag, no.
Really?
Yep, never got a nudie mag.
So, Robert, you don't, not the Robert you know.
Yeah, I know.
There was this kid, Robert, I was in, like, 8th grade. He was, like, 2 years younger than me. He was in 6th grade. He stole his dad's Playboy and, like, brought it around and was, like, showing it off. So, of course, I stole it from him.
Yeah, as one does.
Yeah. Like, don't bring this Playboy to school. Hold on. Let me hold on to it to make sure you don't get in trouble.
God, we really were just like tiny little prison inmates.
Oh, well, okay, I say this all the time. I was a fucking monster. Like, junior year of high school. I don't mean this truly, but the finished product you see here now is an infinitely better person than even, like, the one who started the channel. So, like... So imagine the little tiny fucking Hitler I was when I was 13.
Fucking... Nah, like... So, yeah, no, I never got the nudie mags. But you do also have to, like, understand, a lot of my childhood, I was, like, alone.
Sure get it.
Like, without friends. And had infinite access to a Naruto app, right? So, like, if I was horny...
infinite access to beautiful Agony.
If I was horny, I had that content. And if I wasn't, I had
Naruto.
So many episodes of Naruto to catch up on.
So, what I think is really funny, right, is how, like, opposite directions our lives went. You were far less social when you were younger, and I was way more social. Mm-hmm. And nowadays, I'm not going to call myself a recluse because I've been fucking busy every single day of this week. But, like, now I'm much more avoidant of social interaction. Mm-hmm. And while you don't seek it out, you've always been the one to seek social interaction more than me, now, like, in our adult lives.
Because we crave what we were starved of. I wasn't, like, antisocial by choice.
Oh, I know.
Like, I was just a fucking weird little foreign kid.
That's real ironic.
In a distant land. I was a weird little foreign kid in a distant land. Like, I had to learn the language and the customs. And on top of that, like, for everyone who, like, idealizes living in Japan and all of that, there are a bunch of stuck-up prudes. Okay? Yeah. I love Japan, and I love my time in Japan. Yeah, that was me. I love Japan, and I love my time in Japan. But, like,
joke.
They're very different than we are here culturally. So, like, bringing a nudie mag to school was not something that would have been a common occurrence, right? Nor would, like, there was a whole social hierarchy that went into, like, hanging out with somebody after school.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you went up to somebody and you were like, I like you, you are a funny person, I would like to hang out and, you know, like, play video games after school with you. It would be like, well, I have to study. Which would never happen in a million years here in America.
For someone that you would want to hang out with.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't even be like a, let's set up a time in the future. It would be like, immediately, right now I have to go study.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, what about in like a week? And they're like, study. I will have to study. A week from now, it will still be Wednesday. And
we're
I will
still
have
in
Wednesday
school.
night study. Like, and that's very much, like, if you wanted to hang out with people, you had to join a club, which I did. But again, those clubs were focused activities, and not the place where, like, nudie mags would be.
And none of them were beautiful Agony clubs. Because that'd be weird.
And, like, you can't, like, go to the school and be like, I want to found the Naruto plus beautiful Agony club. Like, they're just, it's not going to fly. They're not going to fucking, that idea will never take off. You're not going to land that pitch. It's just not going to happen. So...
I'm picturing little Tokyo walking up to the school president and be like, Sumimasen. Ore wa Tokyo. I don't know how to say I would like to start. Please translate for me.
I will not. Thank you for tuning in, everybody.
No, my bit. Not my bit.